Welcome to this lecture on percentage risk per trade. Now this is something that you should determine also before you even go into trading. So how do you calculate the amount you risk per trade? Let's say today you decide to risk 1% of your account. Okay, to put it simply, just take your current balance capital times 0.01 and you get the amount that you are risking on that particular trade. So remaining balance after your 1% loss would be equal to your account balance times bracket 1 minus 0.01. Let's say today you start with a $10,000 account and you decide to risk 1%. So you take $10,000 times 0.01. So amount that you're risking is $100. So if you lose this $100, your remaining balance would be account balance minus $100, which gives you $9,900. Or another way that you can calculate it is to take $10,000 of your account balance times 1 minus 0.01, which is 0.99. So your answer would still go back to $9,900. Okay, you can do it both ways. So let's say today you have a losing streak at a 1% risk of every trade. Your current account balance is at $9,900 after that one loss. Let's say you have your second losing streak. Okay, your account becomes $9,800 and 1. And let's say you have a 5 losing streak. Your account will remain right now at 9414.80. So if you look at the amount of loss that you have, it's a total of 585.2. So if you calculate your drawdown, okay, which is your loss divided by initial capital, you realize that your drawdown percentage is only 5.85. So that's why it's so important to have a set amount of risk per trade. So that when you experience 5 to 6 losing streak, you still have the capacity to make it back to break even. Okay, then a lot of people ask, what's the ideal percentage risk per trade? Okay, some people use from 1% to 3%. There's no hard and fast rule, but make sure you don't risk more than 3% per trade because you incur a very high drawdown. So how do you determine which percentage you should use? So for 1% are more suitable if you are a beginner, okay, start small, or you have a very conservative personality. So I've also seen experienced traders who are very profitable every single year. They still use a 1% risk per trade because their personality is more conservative. They are not so much of a risk taker, so they stick to 1%. And even with 1% risk, they can make 10 to 20% a year. So it's still pretty decent. For 2% risk, you can use it if you have a moderate risk appetite. Your level is more intermediate. For 3%, you can use it if you have a high risk appetite and if you are a very experienced trader. Okay, so never use more than 4% because these are for traders who are looking to get rich quick and for people who want to gamble the market and take excessive risk. Because here's the thing, let's say you have a $10,000 capital and you decide to risk 1% per trade. When you have 3 losses in a row, you only have a 3% drawdown. But if you decide to risk 2% per trade, when you have 3 losses in a row, you have a 6% drawdown, which is still okay. If you risk 10% per trade and you only have 3 losses in a row, you have a 30% drawdown, which is going to take a little bit more than a year to recover. Then for 20%, which is way too high, you have 3 losses in a row, more than half of your account is gone. Okay, so never underestimate the power of risk per trade. Make sure you determine that first, put that into your trading plan before you even get into trading.